ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्णः परमात्मने नमः। Just 1 minute. प्रदायेभ्यः यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः। We completed the 11th one, correct? Devan bhavayatalena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantah shreyah paramavapsyata अनेन यूयं देवान् भावयतः ते देवाः वः भावयन्तुः एवं परस्परं भावयन्तः परमं परमं श्रेयः अवाप्स्यथा। अनेन यूयं देवान् भावयता. Okay, so when we submit, pray to the devas, te devaha vaha bhavayantu, these devas will reciprocate. Te bhavayantu, they will bless us. And parasparam bhavayantaha, this mutual respect, the mutual the mutual respect, to ensure that interdependence goes very smoothly. Shreyaha paramavapsyatha, that brings the shreyas to both. Okay, now we have already seen Krishna first mentioning that one has to do karma yoga. Then he says niyatam guru, it is a commandment of the Lord, so bringing in a fear. Then later on he moved from that, from niyatam guru karmatvam, he said yajnarthat karmanonyatra, so consider it as a puja to the devas. Consider it, so instead of bringing coercion that you have to do it, he is mellowing down and saying that if you do it as a puja and prasada bhavana, that is going to be beneficial to you. Why? Mukta Sangha Samacharaha. And for that, he also said, when Prajapati bought the whole world, he also manifested the yajna. Why? Only through yajna there can be everyone living together, supporting each other, and then it is a must for everyone. So, to bring in that particular divinity, yajna also was created by Brahmaji. Then, both devatas and manushyas, they both depend on this yajna spirit. I support you, you support me. If I pray to you, then you, the owner, or you who has got that particular authority, will give some amount of your authority to me, by which I will utilize it to again pray back to you. Okay. Now, then he says, Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha dasyante yajnabhavitaha tairdattan apradayebhyaha yo bhunte stena eva saha. In this particular, have we completed this? No. Ishtan bhogan? No. Okay, we will start that. Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यः यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः इष्टान् भोगान् हि वः देवाः इष्टान् भोगान् हि वः देवाः दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैः दत्तान् अप्रदाय एभ्यः यः भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः. I will repeat again. इष्टान् भोगान् हि वः देवाः दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविता तैः दत्तान् अप्रदाय एभ्यः यः भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः. See, a very, very good attitude has been brought here. See, in the earlier one, it is Devan Bhavayatanena, so Parasparam Bhavayantaha, it is karma. Do the karma so that you are supporting the Devas will do the karma to bless you. But what should be the attitude? This is what he says. Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha. What is Ishtan? Yajna bhavitaha devaha. Yajna bhavitaha devaha अन्वय. वह इष्टान भोगान दास्यन्ते तैः दत्तान एभ्यः अप्रदाय यः भुङ्क्ते सः हि स्तेन एव. Let me repeat again. यज्ञभाविताः देवाः वः इष्टान भोगान दास्यन्ते तैः दत्तान एभ्यः अप्रदाय यः भुङ्क्ते सः स्तेन हि एव. So now he is giving a very clear, logically think about it. He says, Krishna, Yajnabhavitaha devaha, those devas who are already so benevolent that they, because of the yajna, they are giving you a lot of benefit. See, the previous one, I do karma, that goes to the devatas. The devatas do the karma, it will come to me. But understand that I do karma, it will go to the devatas. Devatas does karma, it will come to me. That I has to be replaced by we. We do the karma, that is yajna bhavita. The devas will give prasada to all of us. Okay. Now, I, the doer of the karma, when I get the prasada, I can share with everyone or I can take it only by myself. Are you able to get this? I have put an effort, many have put an effort, we have achieved something. Then from there, a very, very simple office example. The team puts an effort, they achieve something, special bonus is given, the boss understands that. Obviously, it will not be told to everyone first. Down the line, it will come. So the boss understands, okay, this bonus is being given to the team. Now, here the attitude has to be very clear. I can take the whole thing and tell everyone, yes, yes, the organization was very happy about you. They are very, very happy. Continue doing very good spirits and everything and keep the money to myself. Or I can distribute it equally to everyone, or I can distribute it unequally to everyone. Okay. So when Bhagavan gives, he just gives. How to distribute it, how to utilize it, how to ensure that everyone is purely dependent on this human being and his attitude. That is where that, because what is Bhagavan giving? Ishtan Bhogan. Okay, that which you have asked for, Bhagavan is giving now. I do a sankalpa, I need dhanyam, dhanam, pashum, bahuputra, labham, shatasam, vatsaram, dirghamayuhu. Bhagavan says tatastu. Now, this is purely to me. That dhanyam I can distribute, dhanam I can distribute. That is in my hand. Okay, so you can remain the sole enjoyer of it by Ishtan Bhogan. This is not karma yoga, this is karma, kamya karma. Okay, yajna done as a kamya karma, the devatas will, once pleased, will give you Ishtan Bhogan. Once you get the Ishtan Bhogan, you can either distribute it or you can be thankful and then accept it as prasada, or you can be ungrateful without a gratitude, just take it only by yourself. You understand? Now, this clearly talks of what? Not karma and karma bala. This talks of the prasada bhavana buddhi. I have not done alone by which this particular result has come. It is a collective endeavor by many, right? So, in an organization achieves something, it is a collective endeavor by many. Same way, when a yajna is done or something, okay, one person officiates it and does, one is a yajamana, but there are so many people who have put effort into it very clearly to make this a success. How do you know the success? Only when you get the result of it. You have done a sankalpa to do this particular yajna, then we have to get a result to it. Then you will compare whether it is, I've got the right result. Once you get the right result, now the result has come. I can forget the giver, I can forget the people who have put effort. I can just enjoy it by myself. And this is where Krishna says, Ishtan bhogan hivo devaha dasyante yajnabhavitaha apradaya ebhyaha taihi dattan. Once they have been given, apradaya ebhyaha yahabhunte, without giving to others, one who is the sole enjoyer, he will be called a stena evasaha, a very derogatory word used here. He will be a thief. चोर बोला जाएगा उसे. Why? It is not only his share, it is a share due to everyone, and everyone should get the benefit. If he takes the lion's share, he will be called a thief. He is a thief. Okay, now you will say, Kamya Karma, why should I give it to everyone? Ishtan Bhogan, na? Understand, it is Ishtan Bhogan. Correct? Just imagine Dasharatha doing Putra Kameshti Yajna. What is the result of Putra Kameshti Yajna? He should get Putra. If he gets Putra, then what? It is his Putra? Yes or no? How will he distribute it now? Says Dasharatha a chore. Are you able to get that? Even if you get Ishta Bhoga, that Ishta Bhoga, you have to have a gratitude first. You may not be able to distribute it, but you have to be thankful. You can't be so ungrateful that I've got it, now I'm going. So you don't even thank. That is point number one. Second thing is, if Putraka Meshti Yajna has been successful, Putra is for what? That is the next question, right? Why did you do Putraka Meshti? For Putra. Putra for what? Dharma Prajaha. Very clear now. So it is for doing Dharma. What is Raja's Dharma? Praja Dharma is Raja's Dharma. So this Putra should be used for Dharma, should be used for the Rajya. Then only it gets back to the system. Do you understand? Okay. Now this is a very okay. ठीक है. Everyone will have their own way of interpretation. Now you remove this Ishtan Bhogan, which is your personal benefit, and come to common benefit. Common benefit is when you do something and you get a produce, you get something which is useful for everyone. Okay. Suppose you pray for there has to be a lot of annapana, and you keep a lion's share. Stena evasa. Okay, because now Anna has not come only for you. Anna has come for everyone. Okay. The other meaning of that is, please understand, the next one will give you the clarity of this particular point, because he is now seeding from you, and that Ishvara, whatever you get, logically it looks it is for you. But if you think little more in depth, it is not only for you, it is for many people's benefit, and that due should go to everyone. And if that doesn't happen, although it is your Ishtakama, you are a consumer. You end up being a consumer. Huh? So whenever something comes, the first question one should ask is, how should it be beneficial to others? Okay, it is my Ishtabhoga which I got. Can it be beneficial to others? Apart from my requirement, can this also be like the Ganges while flowing? The Ganges will continue to flow, but will not many people benefit out of the Ganges flowing? Are you able to get? Unless that goes back to the society by some way or the other, you are person who is breaking this chain. Please understand this. It's a very important thing. We never look at it that whatever is happening is cyclic. The cyclicity is what is coming in this particular shloka. That connection of cyclicity is explained in the next shloka. But in this shloka, he says you have to respect that cyclicity. And if you don't respect the cyclicity, stena eva saha. Are you able to get that? Why? You are going to break that chain. If the chain gets broken, everything is gone. Are you able to get this? Is this clear? दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः इष्टान् भोगान् देवाः तैः अप्रदाय एभ्यः दत्तान् सः स्तेन एव भुङ्क्ते. That person who consumes it and does not be a contributor into the next cycle is breaking that cycle, and he is a very big thief. A very, very subtle topic he is touching here. Please understand this. We will say what this example is not clear. The trees have given us food. The food consumed by us should be there to protect the tree and grow the tree. I consume the food and I cut the tree for my Ishtan Bhogan. If I cut the tree for my house for Ishtan Bhogan, am I at least planting some other tree to maintain this? And if I don't do this, yo bhunte stena eva saha. Think about it. It's a very subtle. When you introspect, you will see that we are all stena. Why? We have broken the cycle in a big way. Water cycle, we are breaking it. The tree cycle, we are breaking it. Every cycle, we are breaking it. Now, this particular cyclicity, that continuation of the cyclicity, need not be taught to animals. They will not do anything by which the cycle will be broken. They are programmed that way. That balances are very beautifully kept by the nature. We not knowing this balance, ignorantly or with the knowledge selfishly, deluded by our ragadvesha, we go to every extent to break it only for me, my convenience, my benefit, and not looking at humanity at large, lives at large, and that nature's balance at large. Are we able to see this? Okay. Now, clarity of this will come in the next one. So he is now, how did he go? He went to Kamya Karma. He said, Kamya Karma gives you a result. Give that result, distribute it to everyone, that Kamya Karma becomes Karma Yoga. Are you able to get now? Once it becomes Karma Yoga, you are no more a consumer, you are a contributor. In case you end up as Kamya Karma, you are a consumer. And if you are a consumer, you are the reason to break the chain. If you are the reason to break the chain, you are a stena eva saha. Are you getting the logic now? See, they had a different way of giving this, what we are talking of sustainability and everything today. He is indirectly told this in a very nice way, considering as yajna, because yajna, nothing wrong will be done. In yajna, it is designed that no wrong things will be done, and hence the result of it has to be proper. In case someone does a yajna in a wrong way for their personal benefit, then they had it. Okay, it can boomerang also. But very clearly, having done it, and you get a result, and you get a fruit of it, benefit of it, I should be the one to perpetuate and continue the cycle. I cannot break the cycle. I have contributed to the Devatas have contributed to me. Now it is my job to contribute it back. If I take it out of the system, stena eva saha. Are you able to get this? Yo bhunte stena eva saha. Now, there are many things which you may not be exactly directly being able to contribute, but at least the moment we have a sense of gratitude, that contribution is somewhere seeded in our mind. Correct? Please understand this. The thing is, that is why he says, Devan, the Devatas will give this, and it is Daivika. So it is very much for the benefit of many. Why? The Devatas will not do something only for one person. For example, just take a small example. You go to a particular minister or someone, and then you have worked out with them. The minister is not going to change a policy which is going to benefit only you by that. The policy change is going to be for whom you are and represented. Correct? So the Devatas can never do for one person. The Devatas will always do for everyone. It is that person who is going and asking for it, takes the lion's share and does not ensure that it reaches others. Corrupt buddhi, लालच आ जाता है. The moment you see the result, लालच आ जाता है. Till you get the result, the team is with you. The moment result has come, you have forgotten the team. Why team? Including Devata. Not even a thank you. आ गया तो straight away take it, consume it, finish it, enjoy it. समझ में आ रहा है? The moment our thought process is like that, that I have put an effort, it is mine. The problem has started. Legitimately, all the person who have put their effort and got lot of money, Ishtan Bhogan, yes or no? Very true. My money, I have earned it. It is for my enjoyment. It is fulfilling my desire. Yes or no? Now, where the problem comes. The moment you say it is my money for my enjoyment, you have already given up the thought that there are other people due to which I have been able to achieve this. Okay, then it doesn't go to everyone. Then you have created more enemies. Then you are more thinking of protecting that from others. Automatically, what happens to your mind? You will become a karmi, mahabhogi, ahankari. Are we able to get? Then what happens? Your growth will not be there. You will do everything which is not going to restore the balance of these cycles. You will do further to amass it. And simple. People who remove the money from the system, simple. There are always this cyclicity of money also. The rolling of the money has to be there. Someone who removes it out to amass that by himself or herself, they have disturbed these cycles. Yes or no? Take now, when that 500 rupee or that 1000 rupee note or 500 rupee note had stopped, suddenly what happened? The cycle broke or not? Why so many are disturbed? The cycle broke. Correct? It had a valid reason to get breaking, that's a separate thing. But understand that every micro what we are doing is beautifully connected to a bigger, larger macro. Correct? So try to think that macro and align this micro rather than focusing only on micro and forgetting there is something called macro. Why? Devatas give for macro. In that this micro is benefited. This micro person who is benefited tries to separate it out and not give the other macro. Then what happens? Tena evasa. Are you able to get this? Okay. Now you will say, okay, we are not like that. We are all very good. Simple question. When you are eating food, whose food it is? My food. How did I get it? I purchased it. Then it was cooked at home. How did I purchase? With the wealth what I had got. How did I get the wealth? With the effort what I had put. You mean to say only your effort gave this food? Or there were no effort of others by which you are also eating? The farmer, the distributing people. Everyone. Bhagavan, the rain. If any one of this would not have been there, how will you get this Ishtan Bhogan? Isn't it a basic requirement, or to be, you'll be very ungrateful if we don't thank all the contributors before we eat. One second, thank, and their representative is who? Because we don't know who are they. So Bhagavan, thank you. Bhagavan, thank you. And then eat. Automatically, that particular food will become as karma yoga. It will not be for enjoyment. That attitude of giving it back to the system is what is mentioned here. You may not physically, once you get something, don't have to, but at the same time, in the macro system, you have to do dhanam. People used to earn a lot of money for what? Not holding the money, to give it as dhanam to more people. That is why I will put effort. Is it clear? Are we able to get how he is connecting it very nicely? And whoever does not even think of this macro, stena eva saha. Is this concept clear? Because we will all very clearly say, legitimately, the dharma says, I put an effort, I get the benefit, I am the enjoyer, I am the karta, I should be the bhokta, and that's it. And that's a very legitimate dharma, correct? But don't forget, for that legitimate dharma, there is legitimate other contributors which are adrashta, and you are not even thinking about them. By you, we are not even thinking about them. Does it make sense? When we think about them, then we will contribute to them somewhere indirectly. And once we contribute to them, now we are part of the system. That is why our full system is on contribution and not on consumerism. The moment consumerism comes, it is removing out of the system. Every consumerism is removing out of the system. Every differentiation which is taught today in marketing is separating and segregation. Think about it. We are philosophically different. Our system is taking everyone together. Differences will be there, but taking everyone together and not differentiating people. The consumerism is differentiating people. Are we able to get this? This concept, this is what this Karma Yoga topic teaches very beautifully this. That is why he says karma is not as simple as what you are just thinking, that I just do it mentally, but then there are a lot of such connections. Is this clear? Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha tairdattan apradayebhyah yo bhunte stena eva saha. That is why he has used a very harsh word here. You are a chore if you don't contribute. Why is he telling this? Indirectly, he is telling Arjuna, how many people have contributed to your success, that you are standing here as their representative, as their leader, and giving them direction. How many people are ready to give up their life on your one word? Correct? Everyone have come to fight with you. Why? Think about it. And you say, I will leave and go. Yo bhunte stena eva saha. Are you able to connect it now? It says, how can you just leave them down to the mid of the road and go away like this? Think. Yo bhunte stena eva. So Bhagavan has given the situation of Dharma Yuddha. You have to fight it. How can you just leave everyone and go away like this? See how indirectly it is connecting to the situation also. At the same time, even if it is not the war situation, it is perfectly connecting to a macro cooperation, right? Don't be a consumer, be a contributor from a macro level. If not directly, it is food. I cannot directly contribute, I have to eat. Then you use it and contribute it back. But don't break this cycle. Because if you break the cycle, it is very difficult. Okay, we will see how he takes it ahead. The next one. Yeah. यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापाः ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्. The next shloka connecting to the previous one very nicely. यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापाः ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्. यज्ञशिष्टः अशिनः सन्तः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते तु अघं पापाः ये पचन्ति आत्मकारणात्. यज्ञशिष्ट आशिनः सन्तः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते तु अघं पापाः ये पचन्ति आत्मकारणात्. अन्वय. यज्ञशिष्ट आशिनः सन्तः सर्वकिल्बिषैः मुच्यन्ते ये तु आत्मकारणात् पचन्ति ते पापाः अघं भुञ्जते. Okay. Continuation of the last one. He says, stena eva saha. That person is a stena. He says, understand that. You can connect it very clearly. Atmakaranat pachanti. One who does it for a selfish motive, one who does completely selfishly. Te papaha agham bhunjate. Agham papaha. Very, very tough sins. He is consumer of such sins. Stena eva saha agam papaha bhunjate. That is a very, very transactional meaning of it. But Krishna is actually bringing another aspect of Karma Yoga in this shloka. The other aspect of Karma Yoga is from the material angle. When you are looking at it, all these cycles, being a contributor, not being a consumer, all these are fine. But what is the main purpose of each human life? Moksha. For moksha, what do you need? Jnanam. For jnanam, what do you need? Chitta Shuddhi. How do you get Chitta Shuddhi? By Karma Yoga. Okay. Cannot you consider this particular Karma Yoga for Chitta Shuddhi? Okay. He had already mentioned, do Karma Yoga because it is the commandment of the Lord. Then he said, do Karma Yoga as puja for the Bhagavan. Correct? Then he said, do karma yoga so that you contribute and be a part of the cycle. Then he said, do karma yoga that whatever you get as the result of the cycle, contribute it back to the system so that you don't break the system and you are not a black sheep in the whole situation. Now he says, forget all that. If you consider you by yourself also, if you want to proceed ahead, sarva kilbishaihi muchyante. What is kilbishai? Kilbisha. Kilbisha means all the durgunas, ill values. Okay, this can work as a cleanup. You know, you have that. What is that particular program? You, if computer has got a lot of kachra, you just run that program and then it flushes it out and cleans it out. Correct? So you need some cleanup, right? बीच बीच में चोकअप हो जाएगा, उसको क्लीन करना पड़ेगा. And only when you clean, then you are ready for jnana yoga. For that, he says, use this as a very good brush. Whenever you are going to do a painting, the painting takes very less time. What takes more time? The surface preparation takes more time. So you will see that those people, they will come, then they will first, wherever there are cracks or anything, before even all that, someone will first use a sandpaper or something and remove that old paint. Correct? फिर उसके बाद लांबी भरते हैं, all the cracks and everything, and they will make the surface. Then again there will be a smoothing of that surface, then cleaning of that surface, preparation of the surface. Last will be the painting. The painting time is far small compared to surface preparation time. Like that, if you want moksha, you need jnanam. For that, the surface has to be prepared, and the surface preparation is mind preparation. And how do you get mind preparation? Simple. He says, karma yoga can give you that. Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi. It will make you defect free. Consider karma yoga, it will make you defect free. If you feel there is a defect, slowly by karma yoga, you will become defect free. Why? There is no specific sankalpa which I have. I am doing it only for contributing to the world, and you will become defect free. Correct? So, yajna shishtashinas santaha. By doing this karma yoga, this yajna shishta. Yajna shishta is one who partake. The shishta means what? Balance. Okay. Remnant is shishta. Uchishta, खाने का remnant. Udshishta, uchishta. Yaduchishtam abhojyam. So uchishta is supposed not to be good. Uchishta, when you say remnant of someone who has eaten, is not a good thing. Correct? But he says yajna shishta. What is yajna shishta? I use something for yajna. The balance of it is called yajna shishta. The prasadam which comes on the yajna is called yajna shishta. Okay. When normally you consume something, that uchishta, the other person will not consume. Correct? But whenever there is a puja, you do a nedanam to Bhagavan. That is called naivedya. What is naivedya? That is why it is not called bhojanam to Bhagavan. In any of the family, whenever they do any puja, they will always say नैवेद्य दिखाना है. ओके, इन अपना बोली भाषा में यूं से भगवान को भोग चढ़ाना है. भोग चढ़ाना है मतलब भगवान भोग खाएंगे क्या? आर यू एबल टू गेट दैट? भगवान भोग खाने वाले हैं. अगर भगवान ने कोई भी एक निवाला भी खाया तो दूसरा दिन से कोई देने वाले नहीं है भगवान. लेट्स बी क्लियर. थैंक यू भगवान, यू आर नॉट ईटिंग एनीथिंग. देन व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन दैट? Then what is happening? You know, when someone asks, this is a very nice example they gave. Says, why are we doing all these things? ये भगवान का सामने रख के ऐसा भगवान तो खाते नहीं, ये क्यों करते? Until you do that, the item is the same. आप पेड़ा लेना, कुछ भी लेना, कोई भी चीज, वो वही चीज है. But the moment you have done, भगवान को निवेदनम कर दिया, suddenly you see a divinity has come into it. तो ऐसा रखेंगे, ये करेंगे, ऐसा करेंगे, ऐसा करेंगे, फिर खाएंगे. नीचे नहीं गिरना चाहिए. अदरवाइज बाकी का टाइम बुफे खा रहे, कुछ नीचे गिर गया, यू विल नॉट फील एनी बैड. ठीक है, मैक्सिमम उठा के साइड में रखेंगे. लेकिन प्रसाद जो हाथ में मिला वो नीचे गिरा, किसी का पाव नहीं लगना चाहिए. व्हाई? व्हाट इज दैट समथिंग स्पेशल इन दैट अवार्ड? दैट इज आल्सो द सेम आइटम ओनली, राइट? What has it got additional in it? Correct. Suddenly we have bought into a very high value. Imagine you have a big vessel. You have a big vessel where you have cooked and kept there. A small portion you have bought near the puja ka maa और उसका निवेदन हुआ. Now you have a big vessel of खाना या प्रसाद, जो भी बोलो, शिरा बनाया बड़ा है, छोटा बर्तन में इधर निवेदनम कर दिया. बोथ आर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. डू यू सी बोथ द सेम वे? व्हाट विल यू वांट टू डू? पुट दिस इनटू द बिग वन so that now the big one also has become प्रसाद. Why do you want to do that? Both are the यहां से ही निकाला हुआ शिरा है. What speciality is there in this shira that it has to go and get added there? Correct? And that is called yajna shishta. Otherwise, the shishta has got a very bad connotation. You are not supposed to touch it, you are supposed to throw. But Bhagavan ko diya hua shishta, which is naivedya kiya hua prasad, ya yajna shishta, that has got a very high value. Someone asked, but how does Bhagavan eat? If Bhagavan eats, it should not be available here. Then Bhagavan doesn't eat, then what is the big thing about it? So when Mahatma tried to teach that person, a very nice way, he said, do one thing. Take this book. You read this book. He says, you read loudly. He says, where? Open any page and read loudly. So he read the paragraph. He said, did you read it? He said, yes. Yes, where are the words? In the book. So it is in the book only, correct? He says, no. Even I know it now. You are sure? Now it is in you. He says, yes. Now open the same page, it should not be there. Whatever you read should not be there now. Correct? How can that be? It is exactly like that. Bhagavan's that blessing need not require physically this item going to Bhagavan, but Bhagavan's drishti itself, or our value that Bhagavan has already accepted the Nivedanam, is good enough to purify it. And that is why it is highly pure. That is why we have a very high value to it. And when we have a very high value to it, you treat it completely different. Okay, that nivedanam kiya hua cheez, Because it doesn't have any impurity, it has a very high capability of removing impurity in me. Why do I have that prasad? तीर्थ मिला, पिएंगे, सर पे लगाएंगे, आंखों में लगाएंगे, क्यों? Should bless me. It is the same water, but that nivedanam is something purifies us. So he says, yajna shishtaha, the karma yoga kiya hua contributed remnant is a purifier. For everything we need to purify. This purificatory process in our system is very, very important. What to teach about that after COVID? Purification, cleaning. Correct? Every time cleaning, cleaning. So this is valued at every level. People ask now, why Upanayanam is not done for girls, boys? Why the ladies cannot chant Vedas? Answer is here. Vedas are highly pure. And if they are pure, you need to have a level of purity to chant it or to be with it. And that purificatory process is called Upanayanam. Upanayanam is a purificatory process. And only those whose purificatory process have been done, they are pure enough to. Like when you go to certain temples, you can't go inside the Garbhagriha. They will say, no, not allowed. You either need a specific attire, solar chalega, so then only you can go there. Or in some places they will say no. Kerala and all, they will say no, only that priest can go in. You stand outside. Bhagavan's blessings will come to you through prasadam. Correct? So this yajna shishta, that becomes a very good purificatory process. Okay. Yajna shishta shinas santaha muchyante sarva kilbishaihi. Kilbisha means all the impure things. Muchyante, it kills off all the kilbishaihi. That means it purifies you. It purifies you completely. Yajna shishta shinas santaha muchyante sarva kilbishaihi. Bhunjate tu agham papaha. Okay. Now what he says is, one who consumes this agham papaha, the papas which are, papas are graded. In our system, I am not sure whether you all know about it. The sins are also graded. Okay. Mahapatakanam, Upapatakanam, Atipatakanam. So you have got Mahapatakas, 6 Mahapatakas. Okay. 10 Upapatakas. 10 types of sins are called Upapataka, thoda niche ka category. Then Atipataka, further niche ka category. Like that, sins are also graded. And certain yajnas and karmas can only clean up certain papas. For example, when you take Maharudra, Maharudra can clean Mahapatakana very clearly because it comes in the Sankalpa. These are the 6 Mahapatakas it will clean. One will be completely cleansed out of these guilt of 6 Mahapatakas if you have done either in this Janma or any earlier Janmas also. Okay. So, this Mahapataka, Atipataka, Upapataka, Sankari Karananam, Malini Karananam, Apatri Karananam. Okay. Malini Karananam. You know what is Malini Karananam? Malina means dirt. Impurifying. That which can make you impure. Apatri Karananam. That which by which you have become ineligible for certain things. Jati Bhramshakaranam, you have violated the Jati Dharma due to certain karmas. Jnanataha Sakritkritanam, Ajnanataha Asakritkritanam. Knowingly I have done it. Deliberately I have done it. With that sankalpa to do this papa, I have done it. Unknowingly I have done it. Without knowing, I have acquired this papa. Okay, so when you see these sankalpas, it encompasses a lot of details. And all this together, he says, Bunjate te tu agham papaha. It will eat up everything. Ye pachanti atmakaranat. Okay, so karma yoga, acha sa ek, that sandpaper to clean our antakarana. Are you able to get? Don't look at it only from a material perspective that you are into that transactional world where you are a contributor and then in the part of the cycle. But even if you keep that transactional material world, come to your philosophical part, the spiritual part, for you to get eligibility for jnanam, you need to clean up your antahkarana, chitta shuddhi, and karma yoga will give that. Are you able to get this? Correct? When you read it like this, the meaning doesn't come out. Huh? The meaning does not come out that way. But these, there are depth where the meaning actually is now talking of the different level. So if you are into that transactional world, consider that you are a part of that bigger macrocosm. So don't do it. You be a karma yogi. And if you are not considering even that macrocosm or your individual, you have to consider for moksha, you have to clean up yourself. And for cleaning up, karma yoga is one of the best, what do you call, sandpaper. For inner antakarana painting, which you want to do jnanam, for that you need a sandpaper, which is called karma yoga. Is it clear? Okay. Karma, upasana. Upasana is that lambi. So you use sandpaper for karma yoga. Upasana lambi. Again karma yoga. When everything is prepared, then comes that teacher who will paint. The painter is different. The person who is scraping, who is different. That person who is designing and making that final, this is different. The instrument used is different. Are you able to get this? Okay. So what it says, again we will go by the shloka. Yajnashishta ashina santaha. Okay, santaha. Santaha means noble people. Yajnashishtaha, who partake. Okay, that remnants of yajna. That means prasada. Nivedanam kiya hua prasada. What happens? Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi, are completely freed up of all the sins committed earlier. Te papaha ye pachanti atmakarana bhunjante. Okay, but those sinful ones who cook for themselves, they will partake the sin. Two opposites he is giving. One is those pious people, santaha, when they distribute it to everyone, the results of their karmas, okay, karma phala, their sins are clean and thereby chitta shuddhi comes. On the other hand, the one who digests that fruit by themselves, they acquire a lot of agham, papa, mahapatakas. That means what? What is papam here? Punarapi mananam, punarapi jananam. Why? Due to delusion, I and my was only the Raga Dvesha was only very highly valued, and that is why contributing and giving to others was never seen. So you will continue to be a consumer. That means your Raga Dvesha will increase more. That means Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. That means you will never get moksha, which not getting moksha means you are digesting papa. See how the meaning is going on? Okay. And if you are contributing to others, this papa is getting clean. Is it clear? Correct. So this particular shloka is told more from Chitta Shuddhi perspective and not from actual transaction of material benefit what you get in a yajna. Do the yajna, let everyone enjoy the benefit of it. For you, you have anyway got Chitta Shuddhi. Is it clear? And yajna is what? Cooperative endeavor for the benefit of many. Doesn't mean you have to sit in front of the Agni and do swaha, swaha, swaha. Anything what you do by which millions or many people benefit or many jivas benefit, that becomes a yajna. And if you do not take your share also, doesn't matter, you will clean up all the papas. In case you take more than your share, you have incurred bigger sin now. So yajna becomes the reason of doing more sins. That is why in many of these places you see in associations, trust, wherever people come together, everything starts with a very noble approach. Suddenly there will be one person who will twist it for their own benefit. It can be fame, it can be name, it can be any reason. And once it gets twisted, there will be four people joining, and then there will be two parties in it, and then they will fight with each other. What happens? That cooperative endeavor has gone. I was better off not being a part of it. Why? I did not have this ill thoughts about others in my mind. By joining it, now I become a party to Bunjate te Twagam Papaha Ye Pachantyatma Karanat. Is it clear? So we should know very, very clearly when to move out of certain places. Very important. Otherwise, you'll be pulled into it as a group. Some of these slokas teach very well. They are very, very perfect in understanding. Huh? They teach very clearly. Okay. Now he gives this particular cycle, how you can be the contributor to this macroeconomics. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyadanna sambhavaha यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्न संभवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः. Such a beautiful fact he is stating. Very, very nice. Bhutani annat bhavanti. A very simple meaning it has. Parjanyat anna sambhavaha bhavanti. Parjanyaha yajñat bhavati. Okay. Yajñaha karma samudbhavaha. Now, he is talking of cause effect. Okay. There is a cause, there is an effect. How do lives come to this world? How do lives come to this world? Are very difficult.
Through rain.
Through rain. How will rain gives lives?
Food.
How will food give life? Hmm?
No, we could not hear the question.
How does life come to this world? How do living beings come? A very simple question, which every one of us know.
Yeah. Mother.
Procreation process, simple. It is a procreation process which is there in animals, human beings, everyone it is there. What is necessary for this procreation process to bring life? Because you have to ask questions, then only you will come to this answer.
Food, no?
Hmm?
Food. Anna. Food.
Anna cannot give.
Prana.
Anna cannot give procreation. That is why Tattvabodha clearly bought that. Sthula Sharira is what?
It's a cycle.
What is mentioned in Tattvabodha? Sthula Shariram Kim Panchīkrita Pancha Mahabhūtai Kritam Sad Karmajanyam Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Ayatanam अस्ति जायते वर्धते विपरिणमते अपक्षीयते विनश्यति इति षड्विकारवत् एतत् स्थूल शरीरम् अरे अन्नमयः कोशः कः which is स्थूल शरीरम् what is अन्नमयः कोशः apply no reply first chapter gone अन्नरसेनैव भूत्वा अन्नरसेनैव वृद्धिं प्राप्य अन्नरस एव पृथिव्यां यद् विलीयते स अन्नमयः कोशः एतत् स्थूल शरीरम् correct or wrong check it out if my memory goes correct hmm?
Correct, sir.
How did you get स्थूल शरीरम अन्नरसेनैव भूत्वा this is where it is sitting what is annarasa our they they are perfectly correlating huh? Very clearly correlating अद्यतेति च भूतानि तस्मादन्नन्तदुच्यत इति तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् प्राणमय अन्नमयात् before that what is that अन्नवानन्नादो no I'm going somewhere else anyway अन्नरसेनैव भूत्वा this food what you have has to be digested has to be assimilated that assimilated food has to go and manifest into the egg and the semen. When these come together, then only the life will come. Okay, it's a very, very, very clear. Anything which is broken in between cannot give life. Please understand this. Okay, so when you say anna rasena, anna rasa means what? Shukra is called anna rasa. Very, very technically. Okay, only from that praja prajayante. Okay, so annad bhavanti bhutani, when you say anna, anna rasena, anna rasana eva bhavanti bhutani. Is it clear? Anna coming from out, going in into that process cycle, that bhutani, anna is the input to that process cycle, bhutani is the output of the process cycle. Are you able to get? But things happening. Anna directly cannot give bhutani. We have to understand this clearly. Anna cannot give bhutani. Okay, that is why annad bhavanti bhutani, when you say, it is a very logical statement. Food will give the next generation. Correct? Procreation process and the outcome of that, which is the next generation, is an outcome of an input called anna. And what is anna? Now don't consider anna to be rice. Adyate cha bhutani tasmadannam taduchyata iti. Simple. Next line was actually that I was trying to think. Tasmadannam taduchyata iti tasmadva etasmadannara samayat. See? Tasmadva etasmad anna rasamayat. From that only anyontara atma pranamayaha. Upanishad teaching this. Upanishad will never teach, or the Vedas will never teach which you know. It will only teach which you cannot take it for granted. You have to focus on it, put effort on it, then only things work. Okay. So anna to bhutani for all the pranis is a natural process. Without anna, the next generation will not come. If there is a huge famine for many years, and if people are there, they will die, the next generation cannot come. Why? Input to that process is not going to happen, output cannot come. Simple. Is it clear? But that process is there, is what is important, which is converting as per the law, anna to anna rasa going to praja. Okay. Now, because understand in all this, there is an effort part. Why are we talking of all this? Annat bhavanti bhutani, that is karma in between. You can't simply keep anna in one side and say from here praja should come. Nothing will come. There is a process, and there is someone who has to follow a particular process to convert anna to praja. Is it clear? Why it is mentioned? Because then only that karma part has to come in between. If karma is not there, then that cycles have no meaning. Correct? If it is happening by itself, why should that cycle be told? It is I who can enter that cycle and break that cycle if I don't do things properly. That is why this shloka is coming. So this process has got an input, output, and I, the karta, is part of that process. Are you able to get this? So annat bhavanti bhutani, very clear. Panchami, from annat, from anna, bhavanti bhutani. How did anna come? Go one step back. How did anna come? Parjanyat anna sambhavaha. Now simply can Parjanya give anna? Think. Why at every time see, there was no explanation required at all for this shloka. The only question would have come only in the last 1/4. Yajna karma samudbhavaha, people will not get this logic. But the other three are very, very, very logical. Parjanyad anna sambhavaha. Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha. This also people will have a doubt. The second line can be a major issue. But first two is a very simple one. But first two establishes a process, a continuity, and you as a instrument in that particular process. You have a role to play in that process. Correct? So Parjanyat Anna Sambhavaha, if Parjanya is going to fall and Anna is going to come, anywhere Parjanya can fall and anywhere Anna can come. Is it true? If it falls in the Himalayas, are you going to get Anna? If it falls in the Indian Ocean, are you going to get Anna? If it falls in some jungle, are you going to get Anna? Are you able to get this? Then where should it fall? It should fall where it can be utilized to adyate ticha bhutani anna. That anna which I have directly or indirectly, suppose I eat meat, then that goat has to eat the grass. That grass has to come from particular seed or however the grass is going to come, and that requires parjanya. Okay, there are many connectivities to it. Suppose you say, no, I am not a meat eater. I'm a vegetarian. Okay, I need vegetables, I need cereals, I need grains. How do they come? If it falls into the mountains, will you get? No. Wherever the water is falling, you have to convert to ensure that water reaches the place where the seed is sown at the right time, in the right place, and in the farm. There, that output will be there, and that output becomes anna. So there is a process required for anna to become bhutani. There is a process required for parjanya to become anna. Yes or no? Am I not a very active contributor in these processes? Although it is natural, but if I don't contribute into it, if not anything, if that anna is in some place, I have to go there, remove it and eat. Anna is not going to come to me. Take goats, horses, buffalo, they will go to anna and eat. The anna doesn't come to them. If the anna is bought by someone, there is another one intelligent cause who is bringing that anna and ensuring that these two are connected now, so that the next thing goes ahead. Are you able to get this? Parjanya anna sambhavaha. Let us take for granted it is happening. These are all programmed, it is happening. Law of probability, it will ensure. Okay. And if you do not see it there, you move to some other place where you see it. Why? You have to survive. Every animal is a migratory animal. Every bird is a migratory bird. Why? Why do they fly thousands and thousands of kilometers? Why do animals migrate thousands and thousands of kilometers? Only for food. Only for water. If these two are there, procreation happens. Next year, another 4 more will join with them in this migration process. Why? For more food, for more procreation, and that continues. They go back to the same place. See how cyclic it is. So, annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhava. Is it clear? Now comes the third one. Yajnad bhavati parjanyaha. Yajnad bhavati parjanya. What is yajnad bhavati parjanya? Hmm? What is yajnad?
By doing yoga,
So,
we get rain.
correct. So now, in between the Kauravas and Pandavas, Krishna is saying, Arjuna, Swaha, Swaha, let some rain come. Very logically, Krishna talking, suddenly he says, Yajnat bhavati parjanya. What does he want to say here? The psychological rain coming out of people giving up their own individual desires and coming together for a collective endeavor. That psychological rain is called Yajna Bhavati Parjanyaha. Are you able to get this? Like Annat Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyad Anna Sambhavaha. Annat Bhavanti Bhutani, all your avayavas together are doing yajna karma in your body. The chemical, biochemical, all the reactions, the laws are followed, and then you get Bhutani. Correct? This Bhutani, they get Anna. Anna comes from Parjanya. For that Parjanya, also certain processes are happening. Yajnat bhavati Parjanyaha. Okay. Now, Parjanyaha Yajnat bhavati, when you say they are laws of nature. How does Parjanya come? Parjanya cannot come by itself, right? Where is this Parjanya before? You know what is Parjanya?
Rain bearing clouds.
Rain bearing clouds. Where is this rain bearing clouds initially? It is in the water body down. Then what happens? That sun evaporates it. The sun is doing certain dharma here. That evaporated water comes and joins together. More water laden clouds come together. Then it becomes, the breeze moves it. Then they become heavy. And then they are ready to shower rains. Correct? So each of that cycle, natural cycles are contributing for it to become a Parjanya. That is what is called Yajnat Bhavati Parjanya. Okay, that natural systems are supporting it. Another way to see it, you know how? Annad Bhavanti Bhutani Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika Karma. Parjanyat Anna Sambhavaha. Adi Bhautika Karma. Yajnat Bhavati Parjanyaha Adi Daivika Karma. I have to do my duty. The Bhutas, Pancha Mahabhutas have to do their duty. The Devatas have to do their duty. Each of them have to be contributing into this cycle. Are you able to get this? Yajnat Bhavati Parjanyaha. Okay. Now this Yajna, how does Yajna come? How does yajna come now? Yajna karma samudbhavaha. People together only can make a yajna. Devatas can't do yajna. Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika cannot do yajna. Adhyatmika only can do yajna. That means nature's law is a reflection of my karma. What is it Krishna indirectly telling? Nature's behavior is a very clear reflection of my karmas. If if you say the rains are erratic, suddenly in the evening it is pouring unseasonal rain, please go and look at the mirror at your own karmas. It is chaotic, and so the law is reflecting it. Yes or no? Every year the rain is unpredictable. Why? We are unpredictable. Every year the heat is unpredictable. Why? We are unpredictable. My reflection is seen there. That shloka where it is said, Devan bhavayatanena, te deva bhavayatuvah, parasparam bhavayantaha, shreyah paramavapsyata, ishtan bhogan hivo devah, dasyante. You mean to say that they will just change their law, or they are trying to adapt it based on our change? You know, a beautiful example on this is what? Body has been given very nicely by Ishvara to us. And this system is driven by a very, very beautiful system which is called that hormonal system. Each of the system is very nicely controlled by the system which is working. And when all are working properly, perfectly sync, everything works. Then there are changes which happens due to age, due to situation, and all those changes are there. Now, when there is a change coming in the system, there is a neutralizing or adaptation happening somewhere else to align this. Our design is in such a way, suddenly you see some change in one particular system creating an issue, there will be something else working to adapt it. If you allow it to adapt it, it will balance. Before that, we create the next change and it doesn't know what to do. And this very frequent changes is where we are getting into an issue of absolutely messing up the design system. You know, you have a certain plan, you do something, चलो इसमें ये भी डालो, अच्छा थोड़ा अडेप्ट कर दिया, फिर ये भी डालो, ये भी अडेप्ट, फाइनली इतना करने के बाद ओरिजिनल क्या है मालूम नहीं है. So even Bhagavan cannot restore it now. Correct? And thanks to when you go to doctors, they will give something to restore it from outside. Restoration from outside is bringing in impurity in the existing system. Think it is a disturbance, right? It is an unknown intruder into the system. It is all with a proper thought to restore it back. Perfectly okay. For example, when you have this coronavirus and when there is a medicine going in, the coronavirus sees the medicine as a shatru. It will attack. Exactly the same way, when you have this highly working systems which are complex but find its own balance, उसका balance हम देने को देते ही नहीं है. We keep on disturbing this balance. And that is what is called hormonal imbalance. And when there is a hormonal imbalance, what happens? It reflects on my face, on my mood. It is very clearly visible. Like that, my karma is reflected at the nature. Yajna karma samudbhava. Clear? If I don't do my part of the karma, as a very not allowing to the Parjanya gives Anna, Yajna gives Parjanya, karma is karma, Bhutani. Are you able to get this? Only when karma, huh? Sorry, what are you here?
No, in between we could not hear you at all.
Okay, I will repeat again. At bhavanti bhutani. Bhutani, you can take, actually draw a cycle. Bhutani, human being or animals, whatever, prani. What gives that? One arrow down, Anna. What gives Anna? Parjanya. What gives Parjanya? The Yajna, the loss. Correct? What gives the law? Something has to restore the law. Are you able to understand this? Animals, do you need them to restore the law? Their every activity is in line with the law. Animals are never adharmika. Plants, are they dharmika or adharmika? Always dharmika. Then who is the person who needs to align to bring this law back? Manushya. Correct? How does the Manushya bring this law back? By karma. Only if Manushya's karma is proper. So Bhutani you started. Bhutani does karmani. Karmani restores the yajna. Yajna restores the parjanya. Parjanya restores the anna. Anna restores Bhutani. Did it get complete now? Anna to Bhutani, hardly any control we have. Bhutani, Anna, Parjanya to Anna, no control we have. Yajna to Parjanya, the loss, no control we have. We don't do anything there. Then where do we do? Karmani, Bhutani Karmani triggers the problem. समझ में आ रहा है? And that disturbs. And that disturbance of that karma does not allow yajna to happen. That yajna does not allow parjanya to happen. Parjanya does not allow anna to happen. Anna does not allow bhutani to happen. And that bhutani no more has a value for karmani. So who is the culprit in the whole cycle? Bhutani. By what? Karmani. Correct? Human beings, by their karma, are the main culprit to distort this cycle. Why? He removes out and does not contribute it back to that system. You understand what does this human being, a great intelligent person called a human being, what does he do? He doesn't do anything. Whatever is a part of the cycle, he doesn't allow it to remain a part of the cycle. He removes it out for his own ragadvesha. by his karmani, and thereby he destroys and disturbs the whole cycle. And then blames what? Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, saying that the rain is not proper, the sun is very hot, it is too cold, I can't do this, I can't do that, everything, it is unpredictable. Who is unpredictable? Karmani unpredictable has created the whole thing. Because the rest three are reflection of what this Karmani is. Is it clear? Is it making sense? Or is Krishna talking some nonsense? In the battlefield, what to do, karma, yajna, and what is this? So we have to understand yajna here means the law of the system. Karma means we, that attitude of contributing what we have into the system. If we move it out for our own compartmentalized, different and different and different, that is going to create a major problem in this cycle. And why did Krishna tell this? Arjuna, you are thinking you are different and you are going to run away. You will be the reason for breaking this cycle. That adharma jane ka time aaya hai, by dharma yuddha, you will be the reason to distort that cycle, which is natural cycle, which is supposed to happen at that time. Are you able to get this connection now? Yajna karma samudbhava. Such a beautiful way he has explained it. Of course, there is a lot of, we have to extract out a lot of meaning in this. Otherwise, by itself looks very, very, it doesn't have that much of value. But when you expand it, elaborate, think on it, every small thing what we do has an impact on that bigger picture. And that bigger picture's restoration is our responsibility. And for that, we don't have to do anything. That is why they say, please do not protect the nature. Our Shastras will say, please do not protect the nature. Why? You are incapable of protecting the nature. Then what should I do? Don't destroy the nature. That you are capable of. You just do that part. The nature is capable of protecting itself. That is why it is protecting itself and protecting you. It is like the pujari going and telling in the temple, I have to take care of God. Mahabuddhu, it is God taking care of you. Correct? We have to understand who is the protector and who is the one who is the troublemaker. The moment we have in our mind that we are the protector and we have to sustain and bring it back, in short, we are trying to tell, I want to control the nature. Correct? And that is not possible. Then what is possible? I should stop meddling with nature. Nature can always protect itself because it is protecting itself only. I should not contribute with my karma to disturb that. That is why yajna karma samudbhava. What is yajna? Cooperative endeavor, law of nature. It will automatically work. But if we have our own personal agenda, then you are distorting this cooperative endeavor. Collectively look at it as a big universe, what we are seeing. All the war, everything, anything which they are talking of, this is the greatest problem today of the world, is actually not a problem. It is man-made, created, stupid problem. If we just keep quiet, everything will simple. 2 months We were not allowed to go outside the house. Did not you smell the fresh air, the clean air, everything? Nature got immediately aligned. After that, we went out. In 15 days, we messed it. That much power we have. We have no power to clean it up, but we have all the power to mess it up. So don't misuse this the nuclear power. It is a boon or a bane. Nuclear power is nuclear power. It is how you use it. Same way, nature is nature. Don't meddle with it. Don't try to show your intelligence. Submit to it. Do not tamper it. You will perfectly fit in it. Because including you, it is called nature. We are not sitting outside and there is a nature. No, we are a part of it very clearly. Okay, is it clear? Chalo. So we will continue with the next shloka after Anna Bhavanti, which is Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi, 15 shloka in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavada.
धन्यवादाः
धन्यवादः
धन्यवाद
Stop.
धन्यवादः
I think it got stopped completely. It didn't start somewhere in between it stopped.
धन्यवादः
धन्यवाद सर
Dhanyavada.